You know, Lewitt mics have replaced my Rodes. As you can see, the LCT440 has a slightly unusual shape. It's like a brick. This is the LCT440 Pure, and in order to hold this microphone, it's got a totally different kind of shock mount. Now, the nice thing about this shock mount is that it is actually well built, but it's also open on the front. So you can see, look, it's absolutely open there on the front, which means if you want to put it up against a cabinet or something, what you do is you put the microphone in, says he, fighting with the screw thread. It's just a screw thread on the bottom. So you just screw it in like that. And then when you've screwed it in, you've actually got the microphone open on the front, which means you can put it right up against a cabinet if you're recording guitar or something like that. So first of all, I'm going to test the shock mount itself. So I'm just going to click the plug, tap the side, and now I'm going to give it some. So that gives you some idea of how this shock mount works. It comes with this nice foamy which fits straight over the top, square, so if you're going to be in slightly maybe windier conditions, or if you want to take down the treble a bit, which you might want to with this microphone, this will help. Or if you want to, you can use this pop filter, which is really unusual. It's a double pop filter, it's got two skins, and it's magnetic so that it just pops on and that's it. That's all you do. So this is really easy to set up. This is the sound of the microphone just as it is, straight into the microphone. So now I'm going to pop on the foamy to see if it makes any difference to the tone or to the top especially. So here we go, bit of noise. And now I'm talking into the foamy. So that's what it sounds like with the foamy on top. And just to test it for plosives, plosives, P, 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 P. I'm really, really close now. So I'm checking the levels to make sure everything's okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I've got that quite good now. Now taking it off very quickly. Hang on. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. This is the pop filter and it's magnetic, so it goes on dead easy. So now I'm talking with the pop filter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. It also comes with a nice leatherette bag. Lewitt described the LCT440 Pure as a true 1-inch condenser. I'm not exactly sure what that means, except that it won't run off less than 48 volts phantom power. So there's no question of using, say, 24 volts to save battery power. The 440 Pure has a cardioid polar pattern. There's another one that looks very much like this one, which I will be doing as well, because that one doesn't have a cardioid pattern, but this is pure cardioid only. The signal to noise ratio is 87 dB or 7 dBA. That's very, very low. That's matching an NT1 quite easily. Testing signal to noise is always a little bit tricky because first of all, you don't know what gear I'm using, but secondly, there's noise in the house as well. But I'm going to put it on the floor, so I'm not touching it or anything like that, and see what it sounds like. Maximum SPL is 140 dB. The frequency response is very similar to the one I'm using at the moment above me. This one is the version that comes, it's just above it. So this is the LCT441 Flex, but the sound is pretty similar. I have the Flex set at the moment on super cardioid though, not cardioid, which does slightly alter maybe the sound. But the frequency response of both of these microphones has a slight tilt upwards towards the treble. So they're going to sound quite clear in the top end especially. The LCT440 Pure has a peak of 4 dB at around 4 kHz, so there's a presence peak there. There's also a 5 dB peak at 15 kHz. So these microphones both have quite a present sound. For this test, I'm just going to show you what it sounds like when it's further away and close up. I'd say now I'm at about the ideal distance from this microphone. So if I take it away, that's what it sounds like. So if you're going to boom it or something like that, that's possibly what it's going to sound like. It might be picking up a little bit more room sound, but if you go closer, this is the effect. I think what I'll do is I'll put the pop filter on And when you get really close, I'm really right up on top of it now, so I'm speaking very, very quietly, and that'll give some idea of what the sound is like when you're right on top of this microphone and what the proximity effect is like. So that's the sound of the LCT440 Pure. So the microphone sounds very forward and clear, and there's no veiling of the sound whatsoever. It still sounds pretty rich in the bass though, actually. Lewitt also make a cheaper version of this mic, which is the LCT240, and that comes in at just over £100, I think. So you've got three in the range: the 240, the 440 Pure, and the 441 Flex. They all come from the same kind of family. So this is the Flex that I'm using, and the test was done with the 440 Pure. So coming soon is going to be the LCT441 Flex, and I hope to see you then. Cheers for now.